There is a moment, somewhere between the third snooze at 6:23 in the morning and the sound of your own bare foot meeting the floor, when you have one of two routines in the next 10 minutes. The one that gets you to the day. The one that does not. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the Roman world, sat in a military tent on the Danube frontier in winter 2,000 years ago and wrote a paragraph about the exact same 5 seconds. The paragraph survived. He did not write a wellness guide. He wrote a man's note to himself. Tonight we are going to walk through Marcus Aurelius's morning routine, what he actually did, what he wrote about it, and the 3 moves that turn a snooze-button morning into a Stoic one. We are going to call this architecture the Emperor's First Hour. Wake. Premeditatio. Purpose. 3 moves. 1 hour. If your alarm went off 3 times this morning before your feet hit the floor, drop a 1 in the comments. That is it. Just a 1. And if any of this is starting to sound familiar, hit like. The like button is what tells the algorithm to send this to the next person sitting up at 6:23 in the morning, negotiating with the pillow. Probably someone in your time zone. Probably tomorrow. A morning routine is not a wellness aesthetic. That is the first thing to put on the table. It is 2 systems running on top of each other, and most of us have never separated them. The first system is the body's circadian rhythm, the cortisol curve that has already started rising about an hour before your alarm went off, evolved over 100,000 years to push the human awake at first light. The second system is what the cognitive scientists call purpose priming. The mind, in the first 10 minutes after waking, is the most plastic it will be all day. What it rehearses then sets the floor for the next 16 hours. The body wants to wake. The mind wants a reason. Most morning routines fail because they address one and not the other. The Stoics did not have these words. But they had the moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote about it in Meditations. Book 5, Section 1 is the passage that has been quoted more times than any other Stoic morning text in 2,000 years. Book 2, Section 1 is the lesser-known one, and it is the move that closes the loop. In 2025, a meta-analysis from the University of Cambridge looked at 3 behavioral arms of a morning routine: immediate get-up, mental rehearsal of the day, and explicit purpose statement. All 3 together outperformed any single one. Marcus named all 3, 2,000 years before the meta-analysis was run. One quick disclaimer before we go further. This is education, not a sleep clinic treatment. If you are not getting up because you cannot sleep, please talk to a clinician. What follows is a frame, not a treatment. We are going to call this architecture the Emperor's First Hour. 3 moves. 1 hour. The first hour is not the time on the clock. It is the shape of the first hour, every morning, that decides what kind of day follows. The Emperor's First Hour has 3 moves. Wake. Premeditatio. Purpose. We are going to walk all 3. If at the end of this it feels less like a routine you have to invent and more like a protocol 2,000 years old that already works, you do not have to do anything. You will already be on the other side of it. If this is landing, here is the deal. Subscribe to the channel. We do one of these every week. Frameworks like this one. Stoic, plain, useful tomorrow morning, not in 5 years. Subscribe and they show up in your feed when they ship. That is the only way the channel finds you again. Before we go into the 3 moves, do one thing. Right now, if you are lying down, sit up. Put both feet on the floor. Count to 3. 1, 2, 3. The body has to know there is a floor before the mind will believe there is a day. That is move 0. Marcus did it every morning, on cold stone, in a tent, with the Roman frontier outside the door. You can do it on a wooden floor in central heating. The protocol is the same. Move 1. Wake. Marcus Aurelius opened Meditations Book 5, Section 1, with a single paragraph that draws the architecture of the entire morning in one breath. In the morning, when thou findest thyself unwilling to rise, consider with thyself presently. It is to go about a man's work that I am stirred up. He does not negotiate with the part of him that wants to stay. He names it. Then he reframes it. Then he rises. 3 steps. He even names the counter-argument the warm bed will offer. Oh, but this is pleasing. And then he answers it. And was it then for this that thou wert born, that thou mightest enjoy pleasure? The answer is no. The answer Marcus already had 2,000 years ago is the same answer you can run tomorrow morning. It is to go about a man's work that I am stirred up. The work is not necessarily the job. The work is being a person. Being awake. Doing the thing the day requires. Detection cue for move 1. The first 30 seconds of the morning. If you are still in the bed at 30 seconds, you are losing them. The Stoics did not lose them. The Cambridge 2025 meta-analysis confirms what Marcus knew. Immediate get up, without negotiation, is the cleanest behavioral arm of the morning. The negotiation is the failure point. Marcus closed it in one breath. Move 2. Premeditatio. Marcus Aurelius, in Meditations Book 2, Section 1, named the second move with a sentence that reads, even today, like a Roman general's briefing to himself before walking out of the tent. Betimes in the morning say to thyself, this day I shall have to do with an idle curious man, with an unthankful man, a railer, a crafty, false, or an envious man, an unsociable, uncharitable man. He is not being cynical. He is rehearsing. The Greek term for what he is doing has a name. Premeditatio malorum. Premeditation of evils. The translation is heavy. The practice is light. Before the day starts, name the worst-case versions of the people you will see. Not so they will appear, so they cannot blindside you. The interruption that arrives at 9:15 will not catch you off guard. The passive-aggressive email at 10 will not knock you off the day. The crafty colleague at the meeting after lunch will not pull you into a verdict you did not plan to make. You rehearsed all 3 at 6:30 in the morning, before any of them happened. The Cambridge 2025 meta-analysis found this exact behavior to be one of the 3 independent arms of an effective morning routine. Mental rehearsal. 5 minutes. The day. Premeditated. Detection cue for move 2. If the first email of the day feels like an ambush, you skipped move 2. The day is not the ambush. The day is just the day. The skip rehearsal is the ambush. Move 3. Purpose. Back to Marcus. Meditations Book 5, Section 1. The same paragraph that named Move 1. The paragraph carries Move 3 inside it, in the next sentence. Was it not in very truth for this, that thou mightest always be busy and in action? Then he gives it the name. The work of a human being. 5 words. He named the why of the day in 5 words. The phrase fits in his head when the first interruption arrives. It fits in his head at 3 in the afternoon when the body wants to quit. It fits in his head when the dispatch from Rome arrives that evening with bad news from the Senate. The work of a human being. The phrase did not change. The day did. He held the line. In 2025, the same Cambridge meta-analysis named this third arm by a different name, purpose statement, and found it to be the single arm that distinguishes a morning routine that lasts 30 minutes from a morning routine that holds for 16 hours. The purpose statement is the only thing in the morning that has to last all day. Marcus, 1892 years before Cambridge ran the math. The Stoic named it. The clinicians measured it. The phrase has to be yours. The work of a parent. The work of an engineer. The work of a doctor. The work of a teacher. The work of a human being. Whatever role today asks you to play. Detection cue for move 3. If you cannot say in one sentence why you are doing the work today, the day is going to drift. The drift is not laziness. The drift is the absence of the phrase. So here is the Emperor's first hour, fully named. 3 moves. Wake. Premeditatio. Purpose. Wake says, the first 30 seconds, no negotiation. Marcus opened the protocol with a single line in Book 5, Section 1. It is to go about a man's work that I am stirred up. Premeditatio says, the next 3 minutes, name the worst-case versions of the people you will see before the day starts. Marcus opened Book 2, Section 1 with the rehearsal. Cynicism is in the skipped rehearsal, not the rehearsal itself. Purpose says, before the laptop opens, write the sentence. Today I am doing the work of a human being. Or whatever your day asks. Marcus held that phrase, in some form, for 19 years of imperial rule. 3 moves. 1 hour. The Emperor's first hour is not a wellness routine. It is a wall the day cannot get past. If you have walked with us through the sharpening stack, you already have the shape of this. The stack ran 9 habits across 3 windows of the day. The Emperor's first hour goes deep on just the morning column. The stack was the architecture. The first hour is one being, the same Stoic instinct. Daily, in the same order, in the same minutes. Here is the line. Say it once with me, even if only in the kitchen. You are not lazy in the morning. You are running the wrong protocol. The Emperor's first hour is the Stoic protocol that survived 2 millennia. 3 moves, 1 hour. 3 diagnostic questions before we leave the takeaway. Question 1. Does the alarm catch you negotiating? If yes, that is move 1. The wake. Marcus closed the negotiation in one breath 2,000 years ago. You can borrow the breath. Question 2. Does the first email of the day blindside you? If yes, that is move 2. The Premeditatio. You walked into the day without rehearsing it. The day caught you on its terms. Question 3. Can you say in one sentence why you are doing the work today? If no, that is move 3. The purpose. The phrase has to fit in your head at 3 in the afternoon. 3 answers. Your Emperor's first hour. Not a story about being lazy. A story about a protocol that has been running for 2,000 years and is waiting for you to use it. 3 install practices. Pick one for tomorrow morning. The first is the 3-count rise. When the alarm goes off, 3 count. 1. Sit up. 2. Feet on the floor. 3. Stand. That is it. No bargaining. No snooze. Marcus, in Meditations Book 5, Section 1, named the move in a single breath. It is to go about a man's work that I am stirred up. The Stoic morning is decided in the first 3 seconds, not in 5 minutes. The second is the 3-person list. Before you check your phone, name 3 people you will see today and the worst-case version of each. Not to be cynical, to be ready. Marcus, in Meditations Book 2, Section 1, ran this exact rehearsal. He named the unthankful man, the envious man, the crafty one. The cynicism is not in the rehearsal. The cynicism is in walking into the day without one. The third is the one phrase. Before you open the laptop, write one sentence. Today I am doing the work of a, and finish the sentence. The work of a parent. The work of an engineer. The work of a doctor. Marcus's was the work of a human being. Yours has to fit in your head at 3 in the afternoon when the body wants to quit. If it does not fit there, it is the wrong phrase. Rewrite it tomorrow. You do not need all 3. Pick the one that is closest to the door tomorrow morning. That is the emperor's first hour. Wake. Premeditatio. Purpose. 3 moves. 1 hour. The alarm is going to go off again tomorrow. The pillow is going to be warm. The dark is going to be its own argument. None of that has changed in 2,000 years. What changed in 2025 is that a meta-analysis from Cambridge confirmed what an emperor of Rome already knew on the Danube frontier in winter, in his tent, by lamplight. 3 moves. 1 hour. So here is the one thing to do tomorrow morning. Not next week. Tomorrow. When the alarm goes off, 3 count. 1. Sit up. 2. Feet on the floor. 3. Stand. Then write one sentence on a page beside the bed. Today I am doing the work of a human being. Or whatever role your day asks you to play. The sentence is the wall. The day cannot blindside you when the wall is already there. And in the comments, 3 words. The thing your alarm caught you negotiating with this morning. Mine, when I lived it, was the warmth. The pillow that had absorbed 8 hours of body heat and was holding the only piece of the room that was still mine. Yours might be the dark. Whatever it is, write it down once tonight. The page might want it. Subscribe and keep one of these in your back pocket every week. Daily Stoic mentality. Ancient wisdom for the modern mind.